My name is Solli Raphael. I'm a writer, I'm a poet, and I kind of work with a lot of different organisations around creative writing and creativity. And what excites me about poetry? Well, it kind of stems from a fascination of words as a kid. I was just fascinated about how simply words on a page could inspire me, could evoke different emotions inside of me. And I think that fascination led to me wanting to become a writer and wanting to be able to create that experience for other people, to be able to share stories. And poetry excites me because it is able to do that. Poetry is the power of words, and you can really tap into that power and that value of words through poetry. Every poem's different, and I think it's really about going with the flow. So I'll start with an idea, maybe an emotion. Maybe I'll have an experience and that'll spark an idea or a thought to want to write about that. And so it always starts with a feeling, something I can connect to, a passion that will help drive me to write about that and convey that on the page. So it starts with the emotion. The guiding process is very different, but once I kind of have the purpose and the main kind of emotion of what I want to write about, I'll bring in different language elements, different devices, kind of going into that poet's toolkit and seeing what rhythm, what kind of style and what technicalities will work best for that particular poem and for the message I'd like to convey. I always like to establish what the purpose is of the poem. Am I writing the poem for me? Am I writing it for someone else? Am I trying to convey a particular message? And I think oftentimes we're writing because it's part of a project for school or work, so obviously you have those other factors to kind of take into consideration. But in terms of my creative works, I write because I absolutely love writing, and so that passion is what drives me. And I'll admit I do often put pressure on myself, but I'll keep playing around with something until I feel it's complete, until I'm happy with it. And once I'm happy with it, if I'm writing it for me, that's when I feel ready to say that that's complete and maybe even release it into the world. It's a tricky one. I balance two different perspectives here. I kind of balance the perspective of wanting to write a poem for a specific person, or to convey a particular message, to want a particular person to feel something. And at the same time, I want to write about a particular topic I'm passionate about. Because I'm passionate about it, I want to write about it. And so I feel like finding that balance it starts with just writing about why I love and why I'm passionate about that topic. So for equality, for example, why am I passionate about equality? What experiences have I had? What emotions does thinking about that make me feel? And kind of writing about it from my own perspective. And I feel like that way, other people can connect with that. If you're writing about what connects you to a particular topic, other people may often find that is also what connects them to that particular topic. So I try to balance the two perspectives, but I try not to get too lost in what other people think and how other people can feel those emotions, when I find it's best to just start with why I'm passionate about it. And I feel like oftentimes that passion will carry itself through and convey itself in the end result. Advice I have for young writers, and particularly those undertaking a major works with HSC, I'd say three things: connection, drive, and originality. And so starting with connection, I feel like it's really important to pick a topic, a special interest that you can connect with. Something that, that connection is so important for any writer, to be able to connect with your work, to be able to connect with the topic, and that really can help drive a lot of ideas and emotions as well through that connection. And drive, very similarly, you need that motivation, and motivation can come from being passionate about what you're writing about. If you have the choice, pick a topic that you really are interested in, or you want to learn more about, or something that excites you, or something that makes you feel a really strong emotion. And that passion, that emotion can really help translate into motivation and drive that can help when completing such a big project. So drive's really important. And originality, Originality is such an important thing, to not get lost in so many other examples. I mean, it's so good and really important to do a lot of research, but I find sometimes I get lost in researching other writers, other topics, other things. There's so much to learn about, but really bringing it back to, why am I writing this? How can I put myself on the page and put myself in this particular works, and how I can kind of connect with that work from my own perspective. I feel like originality is the most important quality in any creative work. So making sure you're connected with the work, you feel driven because it's a topic that you're really passionate about, and yeah, that will hopefully take you a long way. And all the best for those undertaking their HSC major works.